how the arts are being studied today. You'll find it all on the Academic Minute.
Listen every weekday afternoon during the KSJE Evening News at 5:30.
Each week on Celtic Connections, we bring you the finest of traditional and contemporary Celtic music from Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales, and North America. Tunes you can tap your toes to, and songs that will transport you to misty mountains and moors. This is Brian Kelso-Crow inviting you to join me for Celtic Connections.
Listen to Celtic Connections every Saturday afternoon at 1 on KSJE 90.9 FM, Farmington. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, your community hospital with a rich heritage that dates back to before New Mexico was a state. We've been improving the health of the Four Corners since 1910. As a nonprofit hospital, San Juan Regional Medical Center is a values-driven organization. We strive to deliver on our mission to personalize health care and create vitality and enthusiasm in healing. We are here for you when you need us, offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services. 10 minutes past 8 o'clock. It's Wednesday morning, January 23rd. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin, and thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM. Also, good morning from our visual radio studio to our viewers who are watching us live this morning on the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. Welcome aboard, everybody. We're glad you're with us. Coming up here in just a moment, my guests on the program this morning from San Juan College High School here at San Juan College, just down the hall, by the way. Principal Don Lorette is here to talk about San Juan College High School, the success of his students, and also the recruitment efforts for the next incoming class of freshmen that will be happening in August of this year. So we'll talk about that and more coming up in just a moment with my guest. And then later on this hour, as we do every Wednesday, we'll check in with Dr. Mike Hattabaugh, communications professor. He is in the encouragement lab. He's got some great words of advice for us. You will see that and hear that this morning at 8:55 on KSJE. At 9 o'clock this morning, Mick Hess will take us roving with the arts at 90.9 FM. Mick is playing selections, songs of Celtic winter. That's coming up today at 9 on KSJE. And then don't forget at 10:30, it's our local and regional author program right on Four Corners. Tracy Hales-Vass is interviewing author Stu Mossberg, who lives in the Bayfield area, and talking with him about his books centered on the art community of Santa Fe. You'll hear that today at 10:30 on Roving with the Arts. And of course, you can always check out our programming schedule at KSJE.com. It's also where you'll find our regional events calendar. Lots of things that are coming up this week. In the next couple of days, we want to remind you about Martin Luther King Week happening here at San Juan College. There's a service learning fair going on today. Also some other programs for Martin Luther King Week as well. Also a symposium on racism, recovery, and racial justice happening here at San Juan College on January 25th. As I mentioned, the Service Learning Fair today, a nutrition seminar in Farmington happening today as well, and the program at the Farmington Public Library, Music from Iraq to America with Rahim Al-Hajj on January 24th. Just some of the many events you will see on our regional events calendar at KSJE.com. Not only return to my guest who is here with me in the studio this morning, we welcome back to the KSJE microphones, and the first time, I think, in our visual radio studio, Don Lorette is here. Good morning.
Scott, thanks for having me. It's always great to be here, and what a great studio you've put together. It's great improvements, and it's a little concerning, as I've been told I somewhat have a radio voice, but I know I don't have a TV face, so it's a little challenging today. But no, what a great improvements, and congratulations on the work done here.
Thank you very much. We appreciate those kind words, and it's great to have you here to talk about all the things that you're doing, too, with some innovations with education and at San Juan College High School, because it really is, I think, amazing what you and your staff have been able to accomplish, because your students are kind of breaking achievement records across the state, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it's been a great implementation. 2 years, of course. Dr. Pendergrass here at the college, really experienced in Texas, where she came here and brought the concept to our surrounding educational leaders, our county superintendents, and they really researched, dug in, and have to give them somewhat the setting the foundation. They really laid out somewhat of what I call creating an environment for success. if you get the right start, it makes it a lot easier to implement. And they certainly had the leadership concept, and what a great job they did. And from that point on, really, education is not really anything too different other than a strong classroom instructor and a motivated learner. And when you line that up, then it tends to take care of itself to some degree. So we feel very fortunate to have been partnered with the county, that we're able to represent our whole community, not just Farmington, but Aztec, Bloomfield, and the Central Consolidated School District as well. We have kids from all that area. And so to be a representation at the high school level, which what San Juan College is, has been a great part of that experience as well.
Sure, but still, you are unique. Your school is unique in that I think you're the only one, or one of very few in the country, that takes students from several different school districts and gives them this college, high school academic program.
Correct. We definitely broke the mold, reaching outside the district lines, and it takes a big commitment from our county schools,
right,
to provide transportation for those kids. We wanted to eliminate all the barriers for a student to be able to access this educational environment. And so, it was a big commitment on their part, and they knew the advantage that it might be for students, and so they feel very positive about making that commitment. But we are unique in that we are a Farmington Municipal School here in the 4th high school. However, we do allow students from the entire county to apply.
Right. Yeah. And that's unique in the country. I don't think there's
unique.
another one like that.
That is unique.
Other college high schools are usually just within one district that feeds into them, basically. And so your school, for folks who maybe aren't familiar with how it all works, is the idea behind San Juan College High School is these students can come from any school district in the county, and I suppose homeschoolers too, right? Isn't that open to them as well?
Correct.
Perhaps?
The recruitment class for 2023 would be any current 8th grade student that is public, private, or homeschool can apply. So any educational arena that they're currently in, they can apply to come in as an incoming 9th grader. Okay,
and I'm going to talk about recruitment and how folks can maybe get on the list here or get considered in a moment. But once they do that, then they are met with pretty stringent academic schedule, because the idea is at the end of their 4 years of high school, they will be graduating with their high school diploma, but also some type of either certificate or associate's degree from San Juan College.
Correct. So it's the kids actually at 9th grade register at the college, so they are considered a dual credit student. They're working in conjunction with their high school courses as well as their degree work starting that first year. And so it's accelerated pace. The 9th graders will complete their core 9th grade from August till December as opposed to August to May. Then they make a grade jump in January, and they'll do their 10th grade core from January to May. So within that one academic year, they will do 2 academic core classes, as well as, depending on if they're accelerated math, they will take their some of the college classes as well. And then year 2, it's a real hybrid year. Some high school, some college, and then year 3, what would be a typical junior at a traditional high school, they're full-time freshman level or on their way towards their AA degree. Our average student in 2 years last year had completed their 9-12 core in 2 years and 18 hours towards their AA degree. So now that they just finished their first full-time college semester, some of them are halfway towards their AA degree work.
Right. And then when they graduate, there are certain degrees or certificates that they can then graduate with from San Juan College is the idea,
right? We pretty much have opened that up to the strengths of the college as well as matching it with the interests of the student. And that's something great about San Juan College as a partner. They really have done a great job of broadening and improving. The STEM program here at San Juan College is rated one of the best in the state. And so we try to tap into some of that resources as well. But our kids have a wide range of opportunity from liberal arts to associate of science degree, and some are looking at that 2-year degree and going into the workforce at 18, as opposed to maybe moving on to a 4-year university at that time. So that's really that transition period, and our job is just preparing for the next step. Graduation is just a transitional phase. It's not really the end point for any of us. So we want to prepare them, give them a work experience, and have them be ready for employment.
Right.
If that's what they want.
And it's pretty stringent academic vigor, I suppose, right? Isn't it, when they're in class, and as you mentioned, when they're condensing an entire high school year into one college semester?
Well, it's it's rigorous in that it's accelerated. I think our teachers, our district has designed according to state standards, the Common Core and the pacing guide, and so there's it's a package deal, and you just have to navigate through that. It's really how you deliver it that I think brings the success that we have. So our educational instructors are some of the best, not just in New Mexico, but anywhere. They really are outstanding individuals, and it's not just about content. It's about the whole individual, and so they do a great job of the social emotional piece and trying that maturation, because our kids really still are 14, 15 when they come in, and they're going to need to experience that adult population within a very short time. And so it's a real blend of that. I really feel like my job is to minimize the distractions for them that may become barriers, but those instructional teachers are really what set the pace for the success. And I talked in our recruiting yesterday. We shared with the middle school. Students compete athletically. You may compete for a basin title, which might be 8 or 9 schools. Then you go to high school and you try to compete for a state championship, which might be 17, 18 schools. But the academic assessment that's done is overall almost 900 schools in the state of New Mexico. So to be number one out of almost 900 is something that's pretty amazing, and certainly goes to the hard work of our students and teachers.
And that's what I want to ask you about too, because that academic performance has really made a mark, I think, across the state. You got the attention of the governor, who has visited here numerous times, I think, in the last few years to talk about the performance of your students on some of these assessments that are taken by students around the state, but no one's doing better than your students at San Juan College High School.
So former Governor Martinez really supported it's called Early College High School, which is the systemic approach that we do with accelerated pace. She funded the across the state implementation. There's 18 functioning early college high schools in New Mexico, with 3 or 4 now that have applied to implement next year. And so it's something that the data is showing is increasing. What really the critical piece is the graduation rate. And everybody's after improving that graduation rate. But early college high school across the country has an average of 90 to 95% graduation rate of their kids. They really are committed learners and want to complete that. And so she's been a part of that in New Mexico over her 8-year tenure. And so to able to cap it off by seeing one of her systemic approaches be recognized as a top academic, I think was a real good experience for not only our kids, but her as well.
Right. And you say 90 to 95% of completion rates compared to at a typical high school, we're what, 70, 75?
In New Mexico, we certainly are not doing very well across that. It's quite a bit different from a traditional. Right. However, I tell people that, look, we should be graduating almost 100%. Our goal is every kid with that high school diploma, whether they finish with us or they transition back, that whatever time they've spent with us should be impactful. And so, our design should bring those kind of results. If we were not doing that, they should remove the principal.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
And so your students, though, are somewhat unique, right? I mean, it takes a special type, I would think, of student who is committed to this academic schedule and to do this extra work that it needs, because your students, really the focus is on academics. There's not a lot of extracurricular things. They're certainly available to do and join some of the clubs and activities here at San Juan College, but there's no Griffin football team and there's no Griffin volleyball team and things like that, because it's really focused on the academics.
Yes, so that's the unique about our school is an academic institution. We're no athletics or activities. Due to the fact of, we have what we call day school, 8:30 to 3, very traditional setting, classroom environment, instructor, and we're a one-to-one school. Every student has a laptop, and so that instruction continues in the evening. It's about a 20 to 30-minute extended time for each core. So our expectation is about 2 hours of educational time at home, mixed in with their home responsibilities of being a family member and just relaxing whatever they do. But we do not have those athletics. You are right. So when you say, we always get asked, what are the requirements to get into San Juan College High School? And there's no academic measuring point. It's really about that old-fashioned work ethics, things that you've seen in your time and your career that really separate people. Is content knowledge definitely is needed, but it's not going to make the difference of what kind of job you get or even maintaining that. And we really try to strive to our kids. It's not about just getting the job. It's about being a leader within wherever you land. And so those kind of skills are really necessary as well. So that good old-fashioned, just the kids that have good attendance, they love school, they're positive, and they want to be surrounded by like-minded students. I mean, that's what we're after.
Right. And so we're about to take a break here, Don Lorette, but so when folks are thinking about maybe they've got a 7th grader, 8th grader, as you mentioned, and thinking about this maybe as an option for their high school career, what should parents maybe be looking for in their 7th or 8th grader? Is it that kind of work ethic and getting their homework done on time? Because they're going to get a lot more of it and a lot more often probably at your school.
Right, and part of our process we'll talk about is that family interview. We'll really try and identify what the parents think is what the student needs for success, and does that line up with the student feels they are? And it is. It's going to be about how enthusiastic have they been in their academic career at K-8. Have they always loved to get on the bus, or are they always ready to tie their shoes and head to school? If that's something, the environment they love to learn, they're self-motivated. They don't have to try and stand over them and make sure they get their homework done. If they're motivated, driven, and they're very goal-oriented, it's probably a good fit. Okay.
One of the first things, at least, to start looking at, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Don Lorette is my guest this morning. He is the principal of San Juan College High School. That is right here at San Juan College. We'll take a short break, Principal Lorette, and when we come back, more with my guest in just a moment here on KSJE. Again, good morning to our viewers who are watching us on the KSJE Facebook and YouTube channel. We encourage you to make a comment on our screen if you'd like to make a comment about the high school or have a question to ask Mr. Lorette when he's here. We'll be back with more in just a moment here on KSJE. This program on KSJE is supported by Citizens Trust and Investment Corporation, providing a competent, innovative, and caring team of professionals to serve wealth management, trust administration, employee benefit plans, retirement planning, and estate settlement needs. Find out more about Citizens Trust and Investment Corporation at 505-599